The Elgato Stream Deck, probably the most essential thing to have in your setup, especially if you're a streamer, a content creator, or I guess a normal person, because trust me, even if you're a normal person, this Elgato Stream Deck does come very handy. And I do want to get this out there because I know there's going to be that one person or a couple people that do state this, but no, I am not sponsored by Elgato whatsoever for making this video. I just genuinely like the product, and so for that reason I want to share with you guys what you can do using the Elgato Stream Deck. And guys, make sure you listen to Ninja because he has some important words to say on his Twitter, to make sure that you guys follow me. So by no means was that photoshopped. Okay, maybe it was photoshopped a little bit. Before this video, we're gonna go through everything you need to know, especially if you're thinking about getting something like this, or if you already have one and you're still not sure about all the capabilities that the Elgato Stream Deck has to offer. Now remember, there are other Stream Decks out there that you could buy instead of this Elgato Stream Deck. I know they have a bunch of different brands on Amazon, but to be honest with you, I've never used one of those products, and I just know that the Elgato Stream Deck has a long record of being pretty good in this space, so I don't want to stray away and start testing out things that I'm not sure they are going to work. So I'm going to be using the Elgato Stream Deck today, and I'm going to show you everything you guys need to know. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, just to start off, there are 3 different Elgato Stream Decks that are out there currently on the market. You do have the 6-key version, the 15-key version, and the 32-key version. Spoiler alert though, they all operate exactly the same. The only difference is that some have more keys than the other ones, so just keep that in mind that they are all the same. And they also do have a mobile app that you can download, and I think you have to pay monthly for that. But yeah, I kind of don't recommend doing this method, only because for me personally, I like using my phone every now and then, and if for whatever reason I get a phone call, well, there goes your Stream Deck. Or if your phone dies, there goes your Stream Deck. So for that reason, I do encourage that if you are getting a Stream Deck, that you get an individual standalone unit, not the one that's like an app on your phone. But you know, you guys can do whatever you want. Either way, this video does pertain to those people that are using the mobile app. And also, like I said earlier, you could get a different Stream Deck from like Amazon. I know they have a lot of different models on there, and maybe it might work the same way as this, but I really don't know because I don't have one. But let's head on over to the desktop and figure out how to use this thing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are currently on the desktop right now, and before you can do anything, you have to make sure that you have the Elgato Stream Deck software downloaded, installed on your system. So how do you do that? Well, let's just open up the Elgato website right here. Once again, I'm gonna have this in the description down below, so don't worry, just head on over there and then you could download this software. Here you just pick which product you're using. For us, we are using the Elgato Stream Deck, but if you're using the Mini or the XL, you can choose that as well. Then you click on Windows and then you just click on download. After you have it downloaded and installed, you should end up with a Stream Deck application on your desktop. All right, so now that we have the icon, we could just double click it, open it up, and you will see this is the Stream Deck software. Normally for you guys, you're gonna see a welcome message right in the middle. I had deleted that a long time ago, and most likely you're not gonna see this upwards arrow. For now, just disregard that. You guys don't have to worry about that. Now, before you guys can do anything, before you start throwing in icons and doing all this fun stuff, you need to make sure that this right panel is a lot more simpler, because it can get a little messy and kind of confusing. So what you could do is head on over to the top right. You're gonna see like 3 little lines. You just click on that, and from here you could just uncheck things that you do not plan on using. So for example, I don't use voice mod, I don't use Spotify, I don't use Streamlabs OBS, I use OBS. So those are things I have checked off or unchecked, yeah, because I don't plan on using them. So you could just do the same, whichever things you don't plan on using, uncheck them and then click on done. Now that we have that done, let's try focusing on like probably some of the easier things to do with the Stream Deck. What I mean by that is something like opening up files. That is something that everybody could take advantage of, and that is something that I use on a daily basis even when I'm not streaming. So to do that, go over to System and then just click on the drop down. And then if you could see, there's this little element here, it's called Open, right? Just click on it, drag it on over, and you can drag it anywhere on the Stream Deck. And as you can see, your Stream Deck will update automatically. So if I move this over, you see it moved one tile over to the right. Another fun fact to know, if you guys close the software for the Stream Deck, you will see that everything that you have done to the Stream Deck has been saved. And whenever you reboot your system and you start up your system for the first time, you're gonna see that everything is saved and everything works as it should. You do not need to open up the software if you do not plan on doing any changes to it. So I hope you guys learned a thing or two. But anyways, now that we're back onto the Stream Deck software, let's focus on opening up a certain application. So for this, let me just say that, I want to open up DaVinci Resolve. That's my editing software of choice. That's what I like to use. So for that, we want to use it on this specific icon. So here we could just go over to, well, first you need to click on the icon itself, then go over to app/file, click on the three little dots all the way to the right, and you just find out wherever the shortcut is saved. For me, as you guys can see over to the left of my desktop, you could see the shortcut is right here on my desktop screen. So we could just go over to our desktop in the folder, of course, go over to desktop, and you can see it's right here. We could just click on that and then click on open. And you can see simply there is our application. So in a nutshell, if I were to close this off and click on the button on the Stream Deck, it will open up that editing software. Now, let's say we want to customize this icon. We don't like that there's text there. Simply go over to, well, once again, click on the icon, and then we just need to delete the title from it, just like that. And now it looks a lot more simpler, and since I already know what the icon looks like and what it entails, I really don't need any text. But let's say, I hate the DaVinci Resolve icon, I hate it with a passion, and I'd rather have something a lot more fruity. I don't know. So what you could do is just click on the icon once again, and if you go over to the icon right down here, you're gonna see a little arrow pointing down. Click on that, and what you could do is you have a couple different options. So first thing you could do is just set it from file. That means that you already have a photo on your PC somewhere that you want to use for this. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But if you do not, don't worry, just click on create new icon. And this is awesome because it actually opens up a website from Elgato itself. And this is where they have a preset of a bunch of different elements that you could use to customize the photo for that specific icon. So let's say, I hate the DaVinci Resolve icon and I want to use this smiley face instead. So this smiley face means that that's my editing software. I don't know. I don't judge you, I like this smiley face, so I could just use this and then just click on save key, and it will save this smiley face as is. But let's say we want to customize this icon. We want to make it smaller. I don't know. And have this here, and then we could have this second one over here. I don't know. And then we want to save it like this. I don't know who would do this, but there's probably that one person out there. Regardless, this is how you could customize your icons, and you can see over on the left hand side you have layers, so you could add more things in if you want to, and add more elements. You could actually also change the color as well. More things you can actually do. This doesn't do anything because I don't have a blank icon here, but if I did, I could change the color. But yeah, this in a nutshell, that's what you do, and you just click on save key right on over here, and then you could exit out, or you can minimize this key right here, or this website. And then when you click back onto the icon, you click on the drop down once again, click on set from file, find out wherever you save that file, and then you just click on open, and it should update. Now let's say I do not like any of these photos here, and there's a photo on Google that I want to use instead. Don't worry, same process. All you have to do is download that photo from Google or wherever you got it from, save it, and then you just click on set from file, use that specific file or that photo, and it will update right here. Important thing to note, if you do that, make sure it is a square. Remember, the buttons on the Stream Deck are a square. if you get a rectangle, you're gonna end up with a squished image. It's not gonna look good. So make sure it's a square, and to be exact, a rounded square. Now let's say besides opening up files, I want to open up websites. You know, whenever I click on a certain button, I want it to redirect me to twitch.tv or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, something like that. What you could do, once again, head over to System, click on the little drop down, as we already have a drop down here, and then just drag over a website. As simple as that. Now when you have the website highlighted, you can just go over to URL and you could type in whatever website you want it to open up. So in this case, I could have twitter.com. I don't know. You know, it really doesn't matter. Now, unfortunately, you're gonna be stuck with this ugly icon, but if you want to change it, of course, you can do the same process that I just finished telling you. But for now, for simplicity's sake, we're gonna keep this icon just for, you know, example purposes. So if I click on this icon now, it should redirect me to Twitter. It popped up on my other side, but yeah, here is Twitter. So yeah. And of course, if you want, you can change the title, as we talked about earlier. I could put on Twitter, and as you can see over on the right over here, you see that it has updated in real time. So that's how to open up files. That is how to open up websites. Now let's say we want to make a hotkey. We have Photoshop open, and instead of clicking on Control J in order to, I don't know, duplicate an image, or Control D to deselect, we want to just be able to click a button on our Stream Deck and it will do that macro. Or if you wanted to do like Control Alt Delete, but you don't want to press all three buttons, you just want to click on a certain button on your Stream Deck, you could do that as well. All you have to do is head on over System once again, drag the hotkey option and just put it anywhere that you want on your Stream Deck. Now here, all you have to do, under hotkey, you just click on it once, and then you just click on whatever macro that you want to select. So let's say for this case, I want to click on Control J, right? Just like that, that hotkey is set. So whenever I click on that specific button, it will do that hotkey. Another useful function that you could utilize under the System tab is maybe playing music, playing and pausing music. I know everybody listens to music, so drag over the multimedia button and put it anywhere you want. And here under action, we could change it from maybe previous track to play and pause music. That's pretty simple. So whenever you have music playing, you just click on that button, it will pause it. You can click on it again to play music. Very, very simple. Now there are a couple other things on here. Hotkey switch, that's another thing you can use. I was actually thinking about what you could use that for, but what that is in a nutshell is that it has two commands of two hotkeys. So you can click on it, it will do one hotkey, and you click on it again, it will do another hotkey, and it'll be swapping back and forth. What you can use that for, I have no idea. And for now, just disregard that. The only one you should be using is, in terms of hotkeys, are the hotkey command right here. Other than that, we do have the text field. This one here, it's not too useful. I mean, I don't know, once again, what you could use that for, but what it does is that if you drag this over, you could enter in a specific text, and so whenever you click on that button, it will basically lay out a text. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say I put, hello, my name is Matthew. Oh my god, I can't spell. Alright, so now whenever I click on this button, it should spell out, hello, my name is Matthew. So let's just put this here, and we click on this button, and just like that, it will keep on entering, hello, my name is Matthew. I don't know what you could use this for, but I don't know, you guys be creative with this. Now before we move on to OBS, which is probably what a lot of you guys are here for, another useful thing that you guys should utilize, especially for the advanced users, is instead of just having open application like we have done here earlier for DaVinci Resolve, what you could actually do is create a folder for it. Now, what does that do? Well, I can just right click here, create folder, and if I change this icon, I can use this DaVinci Resolve icon, and whenever I click on this folder for DaVinci Resolve, it'll open up another folder. So in here, I could have maybe open up the application here, and then I could have my shortcuts all listed right here. So basically, this folder will have everything that has to do with DaVinci Resolve itself. Very useful, and actually that is what I use currently for my my OBS over here. See, over here it might just look like an OBS open file command, but actually when you click on it, I have a bunch of different options here. I have the open file here, I have my stream, record, stop buttons, and so forth. So just very useful. Fun fact, that's what I use, and I do recommend doing that going into the future. But if you just have, you just want to open up something, then you could just keep it as is, where it just opens up the file and it doesn't open up a folder. Now for the fun stuff, I know a lot of people are here for the OBS side of things, so let's just create a new folder and enter that. And if you're using OBS or if you're using Streamlabs OBS, they both work exactly the same. Seriously, they really do work exactly the same. So let's just close those out. So here with OBS, we could have it so that it selects a certain screen. If we drag this over, so we have this over, we could have it titled, I don't know, starting soon. Let's do starting soon. And if you have it linked with your OBS, you could see that it will show all the scenes that are currently on your OBS. And just to reiterate this point, if you see these options here, match these options that are over here on the scene over here. So yeah, so whenever I do click on this specific button, it should cut over to the starting soon scene. So let's just click on it, and now you see it is doing the starting soon. And you could do this for a bunch of other scenes as well. Really what you could do is just have each scene all listed here, so that you could just swap between each scene. And as always, you could always change the icon, you could change the text for it. You could create a collection, but I wouldn't even worry about that right now. But yeah, that's how to do scenes in a nutshell. Now let's say you're in a situation, you're playing games on your PC and you're streaming, you have a bunch of people talking in the chat, but you can't hear yourself think, so you need to mute everything on your desktop. All right, just an example. So what you could do is just drag on over mixer audio, and here on mixer audio, you just select the source. Remember, this is for the audio now. This is audio, not the video portion. So here you can just find wherever you have the desktop audio, which in this case is right here. Now remember, this differs from stream to stream. I have a lot of different audio inputs because I have a lot of different scenes. So for me, it will be this desktop audio. So now let's say I want to mute the audio. All I have to do is just click on this button and the audio is muted. If I click on it again, the audio is unmuted. And you could do the same thing if you want to mute, like let's say you want to mute your mic. You want to mute this Blue Yeti right over here. You could do the same thing. Go over here, click on mic and aux. And now if I click on that, and just like that. Other than that, you do also have the record and stream options. Of course, record, once you click on it, it will start recording. Once you click on it again, it will stop recording. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Same with stream. You could just drag this on over, and then once you click on it, it will start streaming. You click on it again, it will stop streaming. Very, very simple. And then source. Source is like if you know how you have scenes and then you have sources within the scenes. So here you could actually toggle on and off a source within a scene. So here, if you click on it, you will see you have a scene that you have to select. So for here, maybe I have I don't know, one of the desktop scenes, you know. And then here I wanna make the webcam disappear, right? So if I were to click on this, you will see I disappear. And then if I click on it again, I reappear. Voila, you know. So definitely a lot of things you could do, a lot of things you could play around with. So like I could keep on going here over the amount of things you could do, but yeah, it's just, it takes some time. You just go in, you just have fun, you just look and see what you want to do, and that's basically what it comes down to. Now let's say somebody entered into your chat, but you do not want to call them out, you know, you don't want to make them embarrassed and then scare them away and then they leave and then you're back at 0 viewers. No, you want to talk to them, but you don't want to say anything to them, you know? So what you could do, I don't know, this is an example once again. Yeah, you could just drag on over chat message, and you can put it anywhere you want. And of course, you have to make sure that you enable Twitch on your Stream Deck. I think by doing that, you can just go over to settings, and then you go to accounts, and here you can just add a Twitch account or Twitter, YouTube, whatever it may be. You could add them over to your accounts. So yeah, I should have said that first. But after you do that, you just drag on over the chat message, click on it, and here you could enter in, I don't know, do you like ponies? You know, because that's an interesting question. You know, how can you not respond to that? So that's an easy way to get like the chat talking. If you see it's kind of stale and you got people on your stream but they're not saying anything, that's a way to get people talking without maybe talking to them, which I don't know. This is an example. Now that we got the gist of it done, let's say we wanted to create a multi-action. Now you might be wondering, what the heck is a multi-action? But basically, it's a list of commands that it does in an order, and you could have that all set in a specific button. So how to do that? You could just click on any icon on your Stream Deck, right click it, and then click on create multi-action, right? Then you're gonna see under here content, you're gonna have 0 actions. That's by default. You have to add some things you want. So what we could do, we could add, let's say we go over to system. We wanted to add maybe open function, right? So now we have an open function, and we wanted to open up, let's say we wanted to open up Discord, right? We wanted to open up Discord, right? Right after that, we wanted to play some music, right? So it will start playing music, right? Now, let's say we wanted to do that, but we want to add a delay in between both of them. So what you can do is go over to Stream Deck. On the drop down, you're gonna see it has delay, right? Click and drag this on over, and you can place it right in between both commands. So now you can alter the delay to, I don't know, right now it's at 1000 milliseconds, which I think that's 10 seconds, if I'm correct. So what actually happens is that if you click on that specific button, it will open up Discord, wait 10 seconds, and then it will start playing music. Now you might be wondering, what can I use this for? Well, let's say you wanted to start streaming, right? But once you start streaming, you wanted to go to the scene that shows the starting soon scene. And once it goes to the starting soon scene, you want it to start playing a specific song. So that's actually something that I have currently on my setup, even though I don't really use the starting soon scene too much, but I actually have this command already listed here. So let's say we just click on this one. This is actually a full action command right here. So what happens is that I have it set so that once I click the button, it will start streaming. After that, it will click on the starting soon scene, and it will also mute this mic. That way, if I'm talking to somebody on the phone, they can't hear anything. My audience can't hear anything, I should say. And then at the same time, it also plays music. Now notice, there is no delay. I didn't add any delay into any of these. So what actually happens is that the minute I click on that button for this specific command right here, it will play all 4 at the same time. So it's kind of useful, and this is once again something you can play around with, and I might make a video that goes more in depth for this subject, because the amount of things you can do with it is really kind of nuts. Really, it literally constitutes a whole video about the opportunities you can do with it. So I know we only scratched the surface so far, but I wanted to keep it as basic as possible. I didn't want to go too in depth and start confusing you guys. I just wanted to get the gist down, that way you guys know what the Stream Deck can do and how to use the Stream Deck to start off with. Well guys, that concludes today's video. Let me know if you guys have any questions regarding the Stream Deck, maybe about something that I talked about today, or if there's an advanced feature that you've been thinking about doing but you're just not sure how it might work. Ask away in the comment section down below, and I will be happy to help you out. And there have been thousands and thousands of you that have been asking me, Matthew, when do you stream on Twitch? Guys, I stream every Wednesday at 8 p.m. So if you guys have any questions, you could also ask me on Twitch as well, and you could also watch me pwn the noobs as I do on a daily basis. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this. Once again though, My name is Matthew, and thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.